wanted to talk about something I'm really passionate about, which was the Northern Ireland peace process, which for me was a defining moment in my life. It's really changed the course of my life. But actually also the lessons that can be taken from that peace process, which I've used now because I run an NGO that works on peace negotiations around the world in 10 different countries at the moment. But also I think can apply to other people's lives, can even apply to headmasters. They have to mediate, they have to find ways of getting to reconciliation. And maybe there's some lessons from what we do for them. I do think that history is enormously important. I'm prejudiced because I studied history at university, but I think if you go into public service, having some awareness of what happened before is enormously important. Certainly in this area of making peace, nearly always the first few attempts at peace fail. If you think about Northern Ireland, we had the Sunningdale Agreement in '73, the Anglo-Irish Agreement in '85, the Downing Street Declaration in '93. All of them failed. But the Good Friday Agreement didn't come from nowhere. It was built on those previous failures. And in fact, Seamus Mallon, who was the SDLP, the Catholic leader at the time, said that the Good Friday Agreement was Sunningdale for slow learners, because it had very much the same measures in it. So I think that ability to realise it may not work the first time, but if you persevere, you will succeed. I wish that I'd had a bit more training in actually negotiation. There is now an academic discipline on negotiation in law schools, business schools, actually in anthropology and psychology. And there's some interesting things you need to think about if you go into negotiation. I wish I'd had some inkling of that before I went out into the wide world. I think there's a case for doing that. Certainly if you look at the United States now, you see quite a lot of effort put into that. And I think that we could benefit from that here too. I think thinking about the importance of this subject, i.e. not Northern Ireland so much as actually it is possible to resolve these differences. You may have real problems in your school. There may be ways of resolving those without having to resort to the use of discipline of some sort or another. Maybe you can actually get to it by other means, and maybe giving those skills to the children who will then go on out into the world better able to achieve things they want to, not by the usual knee-jerk reaction, which is to resort to pressure instead of talking. I mean, governments nearly always try everything else before they get to negotiation. If people could remember what we've done in the past and skip some of those violent stages and went straight to the negotiation, that would be a big plus.